Hello and welcome to Mad About Sports. And today we have a very special person with us, and he's going to be sharing his experience with sports industry. And it is none other than Vishnu Dixit. He works for SportsTechX, so he's going to be sharing his journey with SportsTechX, and he's a research data scientist and how he got into it, how his interests in sports are, and how his innovation in sports coming out with sports technologies booming. Welcome, Vishnu, on the show. I hope you're doing very good.
Hey, Bill, thank you guys for having me. Yeah, I'm doing really good. How about you?
I'm doing good, and of course, I'm pretty excited to be talking about the technology in sports and whatever
Yeah,
you have
same
been
here.
doing in the industry as well. So let's get going, right? As you know, we are mad about sports, and obviously, we ask, how did your craze about sports start, and how did you get mad about sports during your initial years?
Oh, okay. It's actually a really funny story because so I have a big passion for football. When I was younger, I thought maybe I want to be a football player. I was pretty good at the time and playing for my school and everything, but then I happened to tear my ACL, the ligament in the knee, both my knees. So after that, dreams of becoming an athlete is kind of it's gone. It's not fully gone, but then it slows you down a lot. So once that happened, I thought, okay, now what will I do next? What kind of career can I get into? Because I just had like interest in sports, nothing else, no studies, nothing.
Hmm.
Um, so after school, I got into a normal business program. Um, where I did BBA, and it was like I wouldn't say useless, but then I'm not using any of it in my life right now. So,
Yeah.
and then I realized, okay, is there a way I can get back to sports? And then I came across data science. So
Hmm.
I heard about a lot of analysts and stuff hiring data scientists in football, especially. And now, I mean, it's broad, it's like used in cricket and all kinds of sports.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let me do a course in data science. Would that help me? And in fact, it did. So then I learned a lot. I worked with a lot of good people, and then I picked up a few skills. I'm like, wait, let me now see if I can apply to like companies related to sports.
Yeah.
And that's when I got into SportsTechX. I came in as an intern, and
Hmm.
then I was able to do some good work, some impactful work, and then they hired me full time there. And yeah, now I'm also, I would say, in the lead of the data science team as well,
Wow.
trying to build a small team around me. Uh,
And I'm pretty fascinated that, your career in sports, how it started off and how you took a different path and how you could, rediscover yourself, because that's a good thing, right? Especially when it comes to modern day. You still can come back to your passion in some way or the other, connect the
yeah,
dots. And I'm pretty fascinated about that. So let's start off about how the tactical analysis course, whichever you do with Mad About Sports, how did that really come into the picture? Is it because you are one of the alumni with the Mad About Sports community. So how did that really help you in terms of your journey with data science? And because tactical analysis, it also has a different aspect to it, which is data science and analyzing numbers as well, isn't it?
yeah, correct. So like, so tactical analysis. Are you talking mostly referring to football?
Yeah, football. Yeah.
Okay. So great. So I would say like how I really got really interested in this program is because at the time I was playing fantasy football. Yeah.
Right.
For like Premier League, and I want to see if I can use all these skills to build a good team. At the same time, I want to know what's happening in the industry, how players are bought into like different teams, clubs, or like how statistics like can help a team in a game. So yeah,
Yeah.
tactical analysis was like super. I mean, I did like my own. I didn't do any published work, but then I did my own like projects related to tactical analysis, basically replicating whatever they were teaching in Mad Sports.
Yeah.
Um, so one interesting area which I did tactical analysis is when I was before the World Cup began, FIFA
Yeah.
World Cup. I was trying to see which, based on like tactics, which team would like generally come to the
Yeah.
semifinals or like
Yeah.
reach the finals. Yeah,
Mm,
and honestly, like uh, I was not like I was way off in my
yeah.
analysis. Yeah, because my analysis said like, I was at the same time I was choosing an underdog. Yeah, so
Yeah.
putting all that together, like I thought like Japan would come to the semifinals. Yeah, this
You
time
were close though. They could have
I was
possibly.
close
You
though.
had a good
Yeah,
run.
yeah, I was really close, but then yeah, well, it didn't happen. But yeah, very interesting stats though about Japan, like especially from the last World Cup.
Yeah.
The way the road to their semi-final journey, I mean their quarterfinals, right? Lost, correct.
Yeah.
So the way
Yeah.
they reach the kind of even if you see their game now, like uh, they're like fighters. The way they fight, the way the pressure they put on the ball on the opponents, it's like it's insane. It's just crazy. So maybe give it one like another World Cup. Maybe they're gonna improve their team and
Yeah.
like
Absolutely. I mean, you're right in mentioning because Japanese football has been very fascinating over a period of time. How they compete against Germany, for example, and the players who've been playing across leagues as well. So that has been a highlight for the Japanese team. Now, coming about that, I
yeah.
should really want to ask you. I'm very fascinated to ask you, which is your favorite football team? Which club do you support? Because you've been playing football, you've been
if
watching
I if
football.
I tell you if I tell you this, you're definitely gonna laugh. So my favorite football team is Newcastle. Okay, and not
Wow,
it's not been yeah,
you're
it's
in a
not
good
just
position to
been
support Newcastle now. They are an upward climb. So
yeah.
you are
So I've been a
really
fan for about 13 years now.
wow.
Newcastle fan. Yeah, so like I've been a fan since they're in championship, came back from championship, everything. So I've seen that whole journey. And yeah, now it's just insane. I mean, like we want to go to top four. I think we will go to
Yeah,
top four.
yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do
I
it.
mean, it's a good
Yeah.
time to be a Newcastle fan, isn't it? You are a good time to be a tune, and finally,
Oh man, the amount of laughs and like how much people used to make fun of me before. I'm just like laughing back at them now. It's good times. Yeah,
I mean, good times, and
yeah,
I mean, that is what you call loyalty in sports. You've seen it all. You've seen the downward slide,
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
takeovers,
True.
and the upward climb. Eddie Howe doing a good job there. Got some players, really putting up the effort up there, and hopefully top four is quite a possibility. And who knows? So I want to ask you, as you mentioned about football and your data science experience when it comes to analyzing sports, do you really look into the numbers when it comes to watching a team or supporting a team and understanding a team? How has that helped you in terms of understanding data science as well? Because with data science experience, which you have done, and you've done a master's in it as well, how has that helped you
Yeah,
when it comes to understanding a team, their performance? Because now it's totally a number game, XG, expected assist,
yeah,
all of these stuff.
yeah. I mean, it's really important actually. To be honest, but like when you're watching, I mean, when you're watching or playing a game, right? It's like sometimes you feel it's very unpredictable. It can go like either ways because in those 90 minutes, like anything can happen. Yeah, but
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean, it's really important to see the numbers going into that game, because then you can strategize. You can think about how you can play your players better. Which will this position based on this guy's maybe striking probability? Is he like better off playing this position, that position? So tactically, I think it's very important to see the numbers. Also,
Yeah.
not just when you're playing like the game, but also when I guess when the transfers are happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really want like the best player in your team at the least possible cost, right?
Yeah.
That's what modern football is looking at these days. Yeah.
Yeah.
So where can I get this like player for cheap? Is he as good as my player here? Like, and how do you gauge that? You have to look at the stats, right? How he's performing, where is he performing, which league is he in? So those things
Yeah.
are very important. Yeah, and yeah, numbers like I mean, even for like people who, I mean, betting is not a big thing in India, but then betting is
Yeah.
huge when it comes to like
You.
in the UK and the US, especially in the US, it's very big. So for these guys, for that economy to function as well, these stats are very important. So
Right.
yeah, man, it's a huge number game. It's all just run by numbers and now run by algorithms. So and
Yeah.
these algorithms work based on numbers, so
Absolutely.
it's very important.
And that's what will make me now explore more about these things. And I'm pretty sure a lot of aspiring data analysts and data scientists are listening to you talk about it. Let's talk about sports tech X, isn't it? I know it's been a very special part of your life and your journey. So, what does Sports Tech X do? So, a lot of people would want to know and will be intrigued about Sports Tech X because it is technologically, you have the word tech in it, and it is related to sports as well. So, how is a
Yeah.
company in terms of innovations, in terms of bringing about new things to sports industry?
So what we do in SportsTechX is actually very unique, and not a lot of people are doing it because okay, what we are is we try and find any company or anything in that ecosystem of sports that has anything to do with technology. And
Yeah,
what we do is we do research and we collect data and use that data to make reports or like create a database for investors who want to invest in those companies maybe. So having like so what we actually do is we try and investigate more about this industry of sports technology. Yeah. So
yeah,
maybe like if for a layman, like he might not know what kind of tech is there in sports, like or for maybe a club. You starting a club, you want like for example, there's a company called Vio. They
okay,
make AI cameras, so which will rotate and like detect the pitch automatically and the players in the field, and it collects data. Like it's an AI based camera. It'll move according to the game and stuff. So
right,
a lot of like coaches may not know about this. So if they use our platform, they will know that this kind of technology is out there, and they will use. They might like contact that company. So we're just trying to bring out like we're just trying to investigate and bring out like what kind of innovations and technologies are there related to sports.
yeah,
And and for startups, if they want to like if startups need investment, they might also come to us and say, "Hey, this is what we're doing. We're looking for investors. Can you help us out with the information that we give you or information you have or the resources?" So yeah, this is what we do at SportsTechX, and how I am helping is like basically collecting the data, crunching it up, bringing it to a meaningful format, and like helping the team use that data in different ways.
yeah. I mean, it's very interesting on that. You mentioned the term AI, and that's what I am interested about. Because now we talk about artificial intelligence, it's there almost everywhere. But now when it comes to sports, it's maybe one area people are still not aware about how much of artificial intelligence can possibly transform the sport. Now you've been doing research on that, your company have been doing on that. How do you think the future of sports is in when it comes to connecting it with artificial intelligence, and where is it possibly heading to?
Oh, it's huge, man. It's like it's the potential is just huge. Also because of the fact that artificial intelligence requires like to run an AI model requires a lot of data
Yeah,
in general. So that data collection process happening in sports, like I mentioned, the company Vio, right? Like
yeah,
so, it's a really cool. Just like there's another company called Pixelot.
right,
Um, it's very company, really really cool. So what they basically do is like you can detect like it'll just show like the whole pitch. Yeah, you
yeah,
don't need anyone to man the cameras. It moves on its own, based on where the players are positioned, based on where the ball is positioned. And you know
right.
what they're doing? They're collecting all this data, and like now they're taking the next level. Now you can like it automatically collects player data. It'll like also collect like the action the player is doing. Like did the player pass? Did the player like shoot? So
Wow.
those kind of things. It's really cool.
Well,
But yeah, AI is picking up really well. That's just one example. But a lot of people are using AI, especially in computer vision,
yeah.
in that area, detecting like the pitch, what's happening in the pitch, and how you can use that data to help with fan engagement. Like, um,
I
I don't
think
know if you
FIFA had a
heard.
similar experience
Yeah,
this time in the World Cup. They implemented it and to
yeah,
understand the pitch, to
exactly.
see which our players have been playing. If you're in the crowd, you can. It's like watching a televised game when you're in the stadium. So that was a pretty
Yeah,
cool feature as well.
so the company that did that is called Immersive IO. They're the ones who set up the whole augmented reality of the whole stadium and the pitch. And yeah, I think also Geo TV. No, that wasn't AI. That was just a broadcast. They had a hype mode in Geo TV. They had something called hype mode as a feature.
Right.
where you can see like different angles of the pitch. Then it'll give you like the stats then and there. It was really cool actually. A lot of innovations came out from this FIFA World Cup, especially
Right.
when it came
I
to
mean,
like
that is
computer
very
vision.
interesting and fascinating for a lot of people
Yeah,
because for a first time and like me, when I saw that hype mode in itself was a new feature because it gives a fan experience. For example, I can understand the real-time data and see from
yeah,
different angles of the sport as well. Okay, this is what's happening. And now
exactly.
almost every footballing app also has a heat map, right? Which almost covers and
Yeah,
tracks
yeah,
players.
exactly.
That's why I want to
Yeah.
talk about it because a lot of people have a doubt on what is the vest these football players wear, right? A lot of people understand like
Ah,
does it really have a
the
tracker in it?
trackers.
How does it help in enhancing the players as well? Because this is the most frequently asked questions among the community and among fans as well.
Ah, yeah. That's true. I mean, I don't have too much experience in that side, but what I know is that the Wests are they basically trackers. They're monitoring they're wearables, so it's monitoring your vitals at the same time as monitoring like your what you're doing on the pitch.
Yeah,
And it's really cool actually. I
yeah,
mean, it's the best way to collect data. I mean, um, you know, eventually, or what everyone's trying to do is just collect data, so that they can use that data to do something to improve their methods or like to improve the player. So these variables just basically help collect. Like it's just an easier tool to collect data. Otherwise, you need to have like people around you. Each person would be tracking one person, and then
absolutely.
did he pass? Did he? Where did he run? Which direction did he run in? So these, I mean, tech is like, I mean, without tech, football is not what it is today. Without like technology, is what I can say. Any sport, to be honest. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I remember Jose Mourinho on his first training session used a drone to identify a better angle and to identify player training as well. It was a very different way of understanding training, where he put a big screen and used a drone to see how training is
Oh
going from a
yeah.
different angle. And
Yeah.
that was
Exactly.
that was one of the first of instances where I saw it being implemented in a training session. You will see that okay in a match, drone shots are there, but in a training session to understand from a different angle, to understand how a block is being built. So that was pretty fascinating as well. But that's where I
Yeah.
want to come about a different angle in sports, which is the Web3 revolution. And I'm very intrigued to understand how is sports NFT going to do because sports NFTs are blooming across the world. People want to personalize sports NFTs, and as an industry, as sports industry, and also SportsTechX works over there. I want to know what is the future of sports NFTs and how can it be climbing up from here on from what it is already there.
Yeah, that's a very interesting question actually because we've been tracking sports NFTs for a while now. Not only relate to across all sports. There are companies like NBA Top Shot, MLB, and Sorare. Sorare is huge on football NFTs.
Yeah.
So let me give you like a background. So initially, when sports
Maybe you
NFTs
can
came
start
out,
by giving what
yeah,
exactly is a sports NFT for people who do not know it already, so they can have a better understanding. Then
sure.
you can talk about it. Yeah.
So NFT in general is like you can just say it's a collectible. Like you just have to. It's a token which you can collect and trade. Like I don't know if you know about. In the past there used to be Pokemon cards, right?
Yeah.
So people now collect the Pokemon cards and they trade it, and then like over time it's like it grows some value, and then you can get some money out of it. So essentially, that's what an NFT is, but it's a token which is unique to you, and it's on the blockchain. So what this means is it cannot be tampered with. No one can copy it, and it's just unique to you based on your ID or like the blockchain ID, the transaction ID is given to you. Yeah, so that's what an NFT is. Okay, so
Yeah.
initially, sports NFTs, what they tried to do was, athletes or like clubs tried to come up with the strategy. Okay, how can we engage with fans better? Yeah,
Right.
so that's when the whole revolution, that's when the whole NFT craze started. Okay, let's like
Right.
release like these player cards um, on as an NFT, and like let's make it unique. And it was a fairly it was a fairly new technology in the beginning, so the hype was like there. But
Right.
like I would say 2020, 2021. That's when the craze was at its peak. But
Right, absolutely.
I would say in the past, and maybe mid 2022 till now, it's like it's almost dead, to be honest. Because I've been tracking like the sales of like these top like Sorare and NBA Top Shot. There's almost like they're losing a lot. I mean, every month I see it's like in the negative.
You think that has to do a
So
lot with people now being slightly more skeptical in terms of the investment, because there was a small period, right, where there was a crypto blooming. There was
yeah,
everybody was extremely keen on investing on that, and all of a sudden after that mega crash which happened, people are becoming a little more reluctant in terms of where to invest, what to invest, and let's not do it in a very consistent basis as well.
yeah, correct. That's happened. There are a lot of scams that have happened as well related to this is to the whole NFT craze at the same
Yeah,
time. I don't know, but if you heard of FTX, there have been like um, there's some scandal that happened. They were actually supposed to be Premier League's main go-to people for producing NFTs, but now that whole deal tanked. Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, man, it's like it started off as a nice concept, to be honest. I mean, it's still there, it still exists, but then the craze has died down a lot. But they've also people have been smart about it. They've started like this whole NFT. You buy an NFT. It's like a membership program.
yeah.
You buy an NFT, you become this member, or you can buy. You get discount in this shop and like stuff like that. And also, I don't know if you heard about something called DAOs.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, so that's also another interesting concept used in sports where these clubs, yeah, they release something called DAOs, and
Okay.
then what a DAO is basically you're it's like going public, an IPO.
Yeah,
Basically, people can buy a
being a
share.
member. It's more like being a member of the club, isn't it?
Yeah, you buy a share of that club
Yeah,
as an NFT, as a
yeah,
token, and then you're basically a member of that club. So that these are like clubs are using DAOs to like to buy players to fund their whole club and infrastructure and all those things. And yeah, I mean, there's also this whole concept of the metaverse, right?
yeah.
Um, where you're in the metaverse. I think you've heard about the Australian Open last year. They did like a whole metaverse thing for their um, stadium where you can create your avatar, you can enter the stadium, you can buy a ball, an NFT art ball, which is pretty cool.
I mean,
Where
do you think
these,
we're going to more of that kind of VR, metaverse kind of a revolution coming up? Because whereas me, I can sit in my home, maybe with using a sports tech, I can maybe experience and book a seat using in a metaverse in a stadium, and I can experience it with the almost same thing what I'm possibly going to have it in the stadium. Do you think we are heading towards that path? Maybe in the future World Cups or future tournaments, wherever we're going to see it, where I can use my VR and sit at home with the metaverse technology, experience that same kind of fan experience what I might have it in anywhere in the stadiums.
yeah, I mean, like, I guess that's subjective because if you're someone who enjoys wearing like the whole headset and being there for hours, I guess then you might like enjoy it. You know, it's a nice experience to like it's basically witness the whole technology. It's
Absolutely.
like a nice experience. To say whether in the future, like it might grow, maybe I'm not sure. It probably like the younger generation might like it better than us,
Yeah.
and they might find that whole experience like to be fun. But yeah, I feel like it can never replace like that whole stadium experience you can get.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah,
The
because you
emotional
have to
level
be
which you can get in a stadium.
exactly. Yeah, to
Absolutely.
like the whole feel to it, like
Yeah.
you literally get goosebumps sometimes when you're in a stadium and someone scores a goal, right?
Yeah.
Like the whole energy around you. That's
Yeah.
that's like different. So, but yeah, if you're maybe if it's another COVID crisis, then maybe yeah,
Or maybe if you're
someone
away from your favorite home team's home ground
yeah,
or
correct.
way far away. But that really helps. Maybe as a Newcastle fan, if you're sitting in India, you can possibly experience what's happening in St. James's Park sitting in Bangalore.
Ah,
So
yeah, yeah,
that's really exciting. Yeah, I
yeah. I
that is
would
where
like that would be cool.
yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
pretty cool for all of us, isn't it? That's
Yep.
where I'm going to another debatable question as well when it comes to technology in sport, VAR, because we've all seen the good side of it, we've all seen the bad side of it as well. There's one
Yeah.
school who really thinks it's essential for football, but there's one school who really thinks that really spoils that moment in football, which was really prevalent over a longest period of time. Do you think it can be, as you've been involved, as you've researched a lot about these technologies, do you think it can be more accurate than what it is already, or it is still a flawed system?
Um, in my honest opinion, I think it's a very good system that they brought in VR. But maybe they can improve in terms of like how fast the decisions being made, how accurate it is. I like now I think they've used like they try to use AI to create the whole offside to see if someone's actually offside, and it's classifying whether the person is offside or not. But then, like, even if that person puts out one finger, across that line, he's offside. Like, it's a very
Yeah.
small, tiny bit.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've seen those
we saw
tiny
in the World
margins.
Cup,
Yeah,
right? That whole
yeah,
set of cameras which have been implemented and how they were able to track that the offside goal, for example, which Argentina got away with, where in the last moments of the game, where there was a slight bit of offside
yeah,
from the French player. Yeah, so that was
correct.
pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. So those things maybe it can improve. Um, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say like the whole essence of the game is gone. It's just trying to make it a little more fair
Yeah,
because there have been issues in the past, right, about like how ref made this decision. It should have been should have gone that way, or like I mean, it's created a lot of fights and issues. But like I like what we are trying to do is just make things safe, as long as they're using it properly. I hope, yeah.
yeah,
But like I said, I think if football is a game where you can't really stop like too much, and you can't
yeah,
stop too often. It ruins our whole momentum for the fans, I guess. They should just come up with better ways to make faster decisions. And I
absolutely.
don't know, I don't know if you heard, but like in one of the leagues, I was just like reading about it. They started a new system about on top of VRs, they want to use like audio where the referee will stop the game. He'll
I think it is
explain
going to
what
be
decision
implemented
VR
in
made.
Champions League next season, isn't it? I think in Premier League,
Yeah,
it's going to be implemented. They're going to be implementing it. Like what you see in hockey and cricket, that you can listen to the
yeah,
conversation.
correct.
I think that's going to be very important. It's going to keep it more transparent to an extent.
Yes, yeah, true, true. So,
And
I
that,
mean, we're seeing more
and
innovations
you
in
also
that
the ball
space.
having that VAR technology to it in the World Cup as well. The ball had extra bit of sensors where it could actually track it.
Oh, yeah, 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 correct. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Um, I mean, it's very interesting to see like a lot of innovations come in sports and technology. Especially like putting a tracking chip in the ball. Like, can you even imagine like that being a thing?
Who had ever imagined?
Yeah.
Before we end, it was lovely talking about it. Now, I just want to know if any aspiring analysts or data scientists want to hear this conversation, are already hearing this conversation. How does it help them to really get into sports industry? Is it by doing any sort of courses? And if they have no prior experience in sports, if they're not a fan of sports, can they still get into the industry by just being good at what they do in terms of data science and being really good in terms of understanding the numbers?
Yeah, definitely. And first of all, data science is not actually hard to learn. It's very easy. You just have to find like the right courses online, or like there are a lot of things available for free on YouTube and stuff. You can just learn. And yeah, courses like Mad About Sports as well. It's just I think it gives like it's a good starting point for people to understand what are the important like tools people use,
Hmm.
especially with football analytics. I mean, I didn't know about a lot of packages involved, and then like I got to learn about just by doing this course. And if I later want to do a project related to football, or and get more deeper into like any tactical analysis, scouting analysis, then I can definitely use like what I've learned in this course, right? Um, so yeah, it's just about finding the right tools and like dedicating yourself to if you want to be in that industry, you will do whatever it takes to
Yeah.
get in, and you can do a lot of like sports management courses, like things like that. It's really not hard, like to be honest, to get into this field as a data scientist, or even if you're not a data scientist, you can.
Right.
It's really not that hard. It's just you just have to find the right like tools, the resources around you, and you can. And now I think now, especially after the whole Saudi investment, the Vision Fund, a lot of companies are looking into sports because like they're going left, right, and center, investing into like all kinds of sports,
Mm-hmm.
all kinds of clubs, and they recently bought like some Saudi investment happened to buy WWE as well. Yeah,
Mm,
so sports is getting a lot of like traction right now, and people are understanding like a lot of countries are being impacted by the FIFA World Cup, right? Like
right.
that's how big like football is. Like not just football, any other sport. It's
Right.
pretty. Yeah, if you're really interested in any sport, if you could not get in as an athlete, there are always other ways to get in. It's not like it's
Yeah.
not hard.
I mean, that's where the industry is going as well. I mean, the kind of bloom what we have seen in terms of technology, data, and research as well has really helped a lot of people who are aspiring, who always want to be associated with a team or sport, to now find a venue to get back into what they actually loved. And that's where the Mad About Sports and your craze about sports really get associated. And we as Mad About
Yeah,
Sports is able to contribute in some way or the other. And it was lovely chatting with you, Vishnu. It was great to know the insights on sports tech and your views, and also to understand your passion for your favorite club, because it was very interesting to know you're a Newcastle fan. And I wish you all the best as a fan for Sunday.
yep.
And also,
Thank you so much, Abel.
it'll be great to have you again on the show, talk more about maybe the next big boom in terms of sports tech as well. Great having you.
Yeah,
Have a good
we'll be
night.
happy to. Yeah,
Yeah.
you too. By the way, I didn't get to which team do you support?
I support Manchester City.
Oh, okay. There, the race
There
is
we
on with
go.
Arsenal, huh? Okay.
Neck to neck, but yeah, they gave us a good fight in the first game, 3-all, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 Thank you
Hopefully, you
all.
guys don't lose that case. Yeah. Otherwise, you get relegated, right? Yeah. I don't know what's happening with that. Yeah. But yeah, I wish you guys all the best. Yeah.
I really hope as well. I mean, we all are part of the
Mm.
oil money now, so let's all join hands for better cause.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds good.
Sounds good. Yeah. Thank you all. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do share and subscribe to our channel as well, and I hope we can keep bringing more of these exciting conversation and content in our channel. Bye bye and take care.